How's it going?
Good. How you doing, Miss L?
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
So we're here in our third session, and I feel like we've come a long way since the first time I spoke with you, and we've worked on scheduling, we've worked on a lot of different things. How have you felt these last three sessions have gone?
Well, the third one's just getting started, so.
Last two, okay.
Yeah. The first two, they've helped me a lot. They've helped me kind of, just kind of become more calm and have less anxiety about just what's going on in my life right now.
Okay.
Still, of course, still have some of those anxieties.
Right.
But I feel, for the most part, that these sessions have really helped, just get my thoughts out of my brain, and just kind of, it's helped being able to talk to someone.
Okay, so kind of working with the scheduling and getting some of this anxiety, some of these concerns off your chest have been helpful. Okay.
Yep.
So what do you want to work on today? What can I help you with today? What's on your mind?
I'm just kind of worried. Not worried, but I don't want to fail in sports or in football.
Okay.
I feel like my parents are really pushing for it, and I'm scared to let them down. I'm not so worried about the grades part. I think that's more going to figure itself out, and I'm kind of, I'm focusing there. But sports has that type of unpredictability that stuff could go one way, it could go the other.
Okay, so you're afraid of failure athletically?
Not so much failure, but more disappointing my parents and not living up to the expectations they have for me.
Okay, so you're afraid of failing and disappointing the people that you're closest to.
Yep.
Okay. So if we left this session today and I can help you kind of reduce that fear, and we can work on maybe not feeling the fear of disappointment or feeling the fear of failure, then this session would be successful?
Yeah.
Okay. So why do you think you'll fail? Why is that a concern of yours?
Just because I really do want to play
Mm-hmm.
at the next level, and I really just don't want to let my parents down.
Okay.
And
parents.
With football, obviously it's not a one-man game. So in order for myself to do well, the team has to do well.
Okay.
I think we will do well. I think we have a good team, but it's just it's unpredictable. Someone could get hurt. A few calls might not go our way, and I might not get the scholarship or the thing that I need to push me to the next level.
Okay. So you're afraid of letting your parents down. You don't want to disappoint them. Are your coaches pressuring you, or are you fearful of letting your coaches down?
Yes, I am fearful of letting them down. They're pushing us all very hard.
Okay.
And, they have high expectations of us.
Okay.
And so, that's another. Just like my parents, I don't want to let my teammates down. I don't want to let my coaches down.
Right.
So, there's pressure all around.
Okay. So, basically what I'm seeing is that you're just afraid of letting people around you down. You don't want to let your parents down. You don't want to let your coaches down or your teammates. And there's a lot of pressure on your shoulders and performing well, and also earning that scholarship, of course. So, let's go ahead and look at something. I want to talk to you about your worth and the way that people see you, okay? So I'm going to take this dollar bill here. So this dollar bill, regular dollar bill, right?
Let me see the back side. All right, I believe
So
you.
how much is this dollar bill worth?
$1.
Okay. What if I do this to it? It's all wrinkly. How much is this dollar bill worth?
$1.
Okay. So no matter what happens to this dollar, right, it's still worth the same. Okay. It still can do the same things. It still can be used in the future. I can still hand it to you, right? So no matter what, the way that we see this dollar bill, the way that everybody would see this dollar bill is that it's still worth $1, and it doesn't lose its value just because maybe something doesn't go its way. Even if we put it through the washing machine, it's still going to be worth $1.
Yeah.
Okay? So I want you to keep that in mind when you're thinking about yourself and when you're feeling these feelings. I want you to remember that no matter what happens, your worth is still the same. Nobody can take your worth away from you, just like with this dollar bill. Okay?
Okay.
So I want you to actually go ahead This is my gift to you. You can hang on to this, put this in your wallet. Don't spend it. But every time you're feeling these doubts or these fears of maybe not being worthy or disappointing someone, I want you to keep that in mind, that no matter what, your worth is never going down. Okay?
So you think I'm worth $1?
I think you're worth more than $1, but I want that idea in your mind, okay?
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
one thing I want to talk to you about also, maybe we can kind of channel this fear and discuss this fear and kind of make some progress with this. I want you to think of this, okay? I'm going to go ahead and make this little chart, okay?
Okay.
And down here, we're going to write fear down here at the bottom, okay? And when we're talking about fear, I want you to think, what on a scale of 1 to 10, what fear do you feel right now of failure or disappointment?
7.
7, okay. This is a 7. And what does this fear lead to? What is this fear? What would this fear come from?
Where it come from?
Yeah, what is it?
Just not being able to live up to the expectations those around me have.
Okay. So your fear basically is like not meeting expectations. So you think that this fear is caused by other people? Or why do you think you have these feelings of fear?
Because I really want to be able to live up to expectations people set
Okay.
for me and not disappoint them. And
Okay.
my parents have put a great deal into my athletics, time, money, so I don't want that to go to waste.
So you feel that this feeling of fear is caused by other people setting an expectation for you, and your fear, this feeling of fear, stems from not meeting those expectations.
Yep.
Okay. So I want to tell you something. Your fears and that feeling of fear, these feelings they're not brought on by other people. Okay. Your feelings are brought on by your thoughts. Thoughts cause feelings. Okay, so this might seem kind of weird, but your thoughts cause your feelings. Another word for thoughts would be your self-talk. It's what's going on in your mind. It's the way that you...
It's like my subconscious.
It's your subconscious and the way that you process the thoughts that you're having, right? You've seen like the devil and the angel on the shoulder. So really, that feeling of fear and that feeling of the fear of causing disappointment is coming from the way that you perceive other people. It's the thoughts that you have, right? So it's not necessarily what other people are doing to you. It's your thoughts and the way your self-talk. So there's positive self-talk and there's also negative self-talk. So positive self-talk is, you throw a really good touchdown pass and in your mind you're going, man, that was a good pass. And in your mind you're thinking how well you performed. Mm-hmm. So and an example of maybe negative self-talk is when you're in your mind, you're kind of churning through, well, that person is mad at me because they didn't think I performed well or I missed that pass or that type of thing. And it's what's going on in your self-conscious. And sometimes you don't realize it, but that's also something that, to kind of battle these feelings, we do need to be aware of that, okay? So I want you to remember that. Keep that in the back of your mind that your thoughts cause these feelings, not other people, right? Okay? So because of this, I'm going to write up here, this is not true. Okay? So on this side, this fear, it's not true, right? It's what we perceive.
Kind of get self-made or something.
Self-made, yeah. So now that we kind of understand that we have control over our thoughts, right? Sometimes they seem like they get away from us, but we do have control over our thoughts, which means we do have control over our feelings, okay? So what are some sentences that go through your mind when you feel this fear? When you feel like you're going to disappoint someone?
Pick it up.
So you're thinking...
Like pick up my performance.
Everyone thinks I am not trying my best, maybe?
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
What else? Everyone thinks I'm not trying my best. What are some thoughts that you have in your mind?
Everyone thinks I'm terrible.
They think that I am terrible. Okay. What else? What happens, with this feeling of disappointing people? What happens if the football scholarship doesn't come?
He's failing me. Or he's failing.
He is a failure because he did not get a football scholarship. Okay. Okay. So I want you to read this out loud now. Read these sentences we came up with.
Everyone think I am not trying my best. Thinks.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks I am not trying my best. They think that I'm terrible. He's a failure because he did not get a football scholarship.
Okay. So when you're reading this out loud, and the reason that this is not true is because what makes something true? What is something that's true? Starts with an F. We look at these things and we have concrete detail. These things are true.
Facts.
They're facts. Is this a fact?
No, it's an assumption.
Right. So this is an assumption, and whose assumption is this?
My own.
So these are your thoughts.
Yep.
Okay. So this is not true, and the only thing that we really take to heart, the only thing that we're really gonna believe are facts, right? So this is the way that we feel over here. Okay. So now what I want to do, we're gonna go ahead and move to the other side of this. And we're going to go, our goal, remember the goal that we set for this session was to have less fear, right? So if we have less fear, just like you did over here with the 7, okay, right now, currently you have that 7 fear, scale of 1 to 10. What would be a comfortable amount of fear? What would make you comfortable leaving this session and feel like we've had a successful session?
Anything below 7, to be honest.
Really? Anything below a 7? Okay.
I mean, because then, for me, I like seeing numbers, I like seeing improvement, and just seeing that improvement would let me know that I'm, developing and helping myself.
Okay. So less fear, we're going to say anything below a 7. So I'm gonna shoot our goal a little bit lower, okay? How about like a 3 or a 4? Okay? A 3 or a 4.
That'd be nice.
This is manageable. This will make us feel good, right?
Yep.
This will make you feel good. So less fear, the fear of the 7 is not meeting expectations and disappointment, okay? So what is less fear? What would it mean to have less fear?
To worry about myself rather than what others are thinking.
Okay. So worry about self, okay? And let's just say content, okay? Feeling content is a good thing. So we're going to talk about what's true over here, okay? On this other side, we're going to go with what's true. So we're basically going to take these sentences and throw them over here in the true category. But we want to talk about what we know. So everyone thinks that I'm not trying my best, okay? This isn't true. We know for a fact, right? We know that you try your hardest. We know that you're dedicated to this sport. So what's a sentence that could rephrase this? What's true? What do we know that's true about this?
I am trying my best.
I am.
And hardest.
I am trying my best. And how about, who knows that you're trying your best?
Myself. Parents and coaches.
So your parents and coaches see that, and I've heard them talk about it. So you're trying your best. You know that yourself. You know that your parents and your coaches know that. Okay, what's the next sentence here? They think that I am terrible. So, do your parents and coaches really think that you're terrible?
I think so.
Okay, so they think I am capable of great things. Okay? Okay, here's the last one. He's a failure because he did not get a football scholarship. So, do you think that if you don't get a football scholarship, football's over? Life is over?
No.
No?
Because, I mean, there's always the junior college route.
There's always a junior college route?
There's always walking on.
Right.
I do want to play football, so I mean, that is something that I do want to do.
Right. So why would you think that you would be a failure if you didn't get a scholarship? Why would you think that people think that?
Because I know that's what I'm striving for.
Okay.
And if I didn't get it, it would look like I didn't live up to what I was supposed to.
Okay. So you feel because you don't reach this one goal that you don't live up to success.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you think that your parents would think that, or do you think that they think it's more of a step in your life?
Probably a step in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I think to be disappointed, probably not in me, needs to help, but yeah.
So you just kind of said it for me. My parents would think not getting a scholarship is, how about this word, unfortunate. And we'll do a but. So, but, what would your parents, how would your parents feel about you?
Parents would think that not getting a scholarship is unfortunate, but would still support me and be proud of me.
Okay.
For my accomplishments.
But would still support me and be proud of my accomplishments. All right, now I want you to read this, what we came up with over here. Really what you're thinking. These are your thoughts. These are your true thoughts, and I want you to read that.
I'm trying my best, and my parents and coaches see that. They think I am capable of great things. My parents would think not getting a scholarship is unfortunate, but would still support me and be proud of my accomplishments.
Okay. So, when you say these things out loud and when you think these things, does that kind of help you understand how you can kind of control your thoughts and control your feelings?
Yeah. Just not looking at everything from one single side. Kind of looking at it from both sides.
From both sides?
And just kind of being more objective.
Okay. Okay. So, based on basically this way of looking at our thoughts and looking at what's true and what's not true, and the way that we have control over our own thoughts and our own feelings, what do you feel you can take away from today? Do you feel like today was successful?
I think, looking at these, that, I need to be a little more, not so down on myself, more towards the bright side rather than always looking for the negatives.
Right.
I think, from what I can see here, is the better way to look at things.
Okay, so a better way to look at things. So you feel like you could, how do you feel like you could use this, maybe a week from now when maybe something goes wrong or your thoughts are kind of getting the best of you?
Think of this, kind of do it in my own head. That's what I'm thinking. Now let's think what probably, or what, the positive side of everything is.
Okay. Okay, awesome. Well, I feel like today went very well. I think that, just these are your words that you were able to project and the thoughts that you had, and we were able to write these things down. It seems to me like hopefully leaving this session, you're more at like a 3 or a 4 with your fear. And I know you said definitely you'd feel a lot more comfortable being less than a 7. So I hope we accomplish that today together.
I think so.
Good. Okay. Well, I hope that in this next week, until we meet again, you're able to kind of control your thoughts, understand that you have complete control over your thoughts, and you control your feelings, and you have a positive week this week. Okay?
I can do that.
All right. Awesome, Eric. Well, I look forward to seeing you next week. Have a good week in school, and we'll see you next week, okay?
Okay. Thank
All
you.
right. Thanks.
See you again.